Good morning, or good afternoon, or maybe it'll be evening when you watch this. But whatever it is, I hope it's a very good one. Thank you so much for coming by the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. I'm Marva, and welcome. If it's your first time, a special welcome to you. And for those of you who are regular viewers, thank you for always coming back. I appreciate it. Here it's a cloudy morning, as very cloudy. Very beautiful though. Feels good. Really good to work in the garden this morning. Just panning around so you can see what it looks like from above. It's 7:01 a.m. right now. What is it like in your area? Today's live, I'm going to give you many reasons why weeding is necessary. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for your time. Early morning here. What time is it where you are? Yes, so this morning is all about weeding. AG Born Jamaican, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming by. I know you're up early on the road. Yes. So here, I'm going to start in this pineapple bed, also a callaloo bed. I need to do some weeding. I'm going to give you some reasons why weeding is necessary. La Labor can, good morning on this side. Could be good afternoon where you are. What time is it where you are? Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, give a thumbs up. I am from Balochistan. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. They're in Asia. What time is it there? Only one sugar apple this year. Yes, one sugar apple, but that's the first one in 2 years that I got. So I was happy for it, and it was delicious. So hopefully after this it will start bearing fruits. But I've been feeding it. I'm from the US. Can. I'm from the US. Thank you for coming by. And guys, thank you if you don't mind giving us thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, consider doing so. Yeah. So as you can see, I need to weed right here. I have some amaranth or callaloo, as it is known. And these are pineapples. And between them are weeds. And I'm going to give you some reasons why it is necessary to weed your garden. What is weeding? Weeding is a process of removing unwanted plants that will compete for the nutrients that your the plants that you want to grow will need. Yeah, got some trellis here. So I hope you stay by so you can learn something. Can you hear the birds? Birds are active. Mm. Over here is where the sun is going to rise. Well, the sun has already risen, but it's under the clouds. So when you get working from this end of the garden before the sun comes out in its full glory. But it's a beautiful setting, beautiful sky, lovely birds. Yeah. Which plants are planted here? Okay, right here I have pineapples and amaranth. We call them callaloo. These, which I need to harvest. These are amaranth callaloo, greens. You cook them just like you would like spinach. Yeah. Custard apple? No, I don't have any custard apple. I don't go on a custard apple, AG. I have star apple, one of my favorite fruits. So I have tree. I don't have the fruit yet. We just planted a tree early this year. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so I need to get my container because once I weed up these, I don't just throw away the weeds, you know. They're thrown out, but they're thrown out for good purpose. They're used over here in my mulch bed. I put them in the mulch bed and there I grow good soil. So it's not going to waste. I haven't had custard apple in over 45 years. I think I'm at the same with you, with me. Yeah, I would say 44 years I have not had custard apple. What's my name? My name is Marva. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start in these containers. Hey, 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 Jolisa. Good morning to you. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Yeah, afternoon to you. That's what it is there. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So we're talking about why weeding is necessary. And the first reason I'm going to give you, you probably know already because I've mentioned it many times. Jolisa saying, hi, AG, born Jamaican. Yes. The first reason why, oh, before I do that, let me give you a statistics. It is said that the US loses $33 billion every year as a result of weeds. Let's think about that. $33 billion lost each year because of weeds. So that shows that weeding is necessary. And as we go along, you'll find out the reason why. Why the US would lose so much money per year from weeds. So like I said before, earlier, weeding is the process of removing unwanted plants. And I need to trim these pineapple plants right here. These are dangerous. So I need to trim the plants. So I'm going to get my shears and do that. Julie says saying hello to everyone as well. Yeah. Let me get my shears so I can trim these pineapple plants. And since I'm here and these callaloo needs to be harvested, I think I might just go ahead and do that as well. Welcome if you're just coming in. Jolie says, saying, please remember to show your appreciation by liking the live stream. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So those of you who forgot, just go ahead and hit that thumbs up So this is how I trim. Oh, I need. And when you're handling pineapples, you must wear a glove. You'll have no choice. You will feel it, guarantee you. Yep, you're gonna feel it. So just make sure you remember. Oh, I'm gonna show you, for those of you who have never seen the plant up close, I'm gonna show you what it looks like and why I said why you will realize you need a pair of gloves. See, look at the, see those right there? Hear that? That's what it will do to your skin. It will rip your skin to shreds. So yeah, you need a pair of gloves. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and cut these callaloo slash amaranth. This is the cow tongue variety. The leaves are broad. It's just enough probably for one serving, but it's still something. Now, one thing about callaloo, if you're not vigilant, the worms, oh yeah, they'll enjoy them. Worms love them. And I can see evidence, I've seen it in the garden, the evidence of the worms. This year, I'm not having problems with other pests, but I noticed the worms decide they're going to take over this year. You see? And always look at the back of the leaves. That's where the pests are. So this is going in the mulch bed. Quite a few, we planted quite a few callaloo slash amaranth over here. So since I'm going to weed here, I might as well just harvest them. They're very tender right now. See all the weeds in between? Yeah. And some of these weeds look like they try to mimic whatever you plant. So if you're just coming in, welcome. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. I'm Marva. Jolie says, is something covering the mic? It's a bit muffled at times. No, maybe when I bend down it. Let me reposition it. Thanks for telling me. I think when I bend, it gets covered. Hold on. Okay, I hope it's better now. Dan from Romania, good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming back again. Yes. Let me see. This should be better because it's a little bit further down in the center now. Is it any better, Jolisa? Is it any better? I'm going to bend. Is it any better? Jolisa saying, hey, Dan, welcome today. Oh, yes, it's perfect. Great. All right. Thank you. See, I'm glad you mentioned that. Try to tell my viewers, if you don't tell me what's going on the other side, I may not know because I'm not having the issue. You'll have the issue. All right. So weeding. Weeding is the process of removing unwanted plants that may damage the plants that you want to grow or compete for the things that your plants need. So the first reason, as I've always said, Why weeding is necessary is because weeds compete for resources such as water, sunshine, nutrients. And when they take away all of that, what happened to your plants? The yield is not as good. You don't get the amount that you should when there is no weeds. See, all these weeds, they sometimes even choke the plants, you know? So they're competing for resources and nutrients, sunlight, all of those stuff. So you need to get rid of the competition, as I'm doing here. And some a way of getting rid of them is one way that I'm doing here is by hand, pulling them up by hand. When you have a garden, you can do that. A farmer, pulling them by hand would not be effective for a farmer. So they use tools. Now, what some of them also use are pesticides. And as you know, pesticides are harmful to plants and to humans and pets. So weeds, they may look like simple plants in your garden, but they're doing a lot. Even the Bible talks about weeds. Yeah. There are some weeds, like the Bible say, let it grow with the tares, especially like when you grow wheat. Wheat and weeds look alike. So when you're pulling up one, you may pull up the other. So some people just wait for the harvest and deal with it then. But there are some plants where you cannot wait for the harvest or you won't have a harvest. So you have to do the weeding as the plants are growing if you want any of what you planted. Good morning, good morning. Well, good morning from here. Good afternoon from where you are. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, thank you in advance for doing that. Yeah. Now, I also use this tool to get the weeds that are difficult to come out by hand because you really want to get to the roots of the weeds. Leaving the weeds in there, leaving the roots in there does no good because all it's going to do is continue to grow. And every day you'll have to come and weed, remove it. Now, these dollar weeds, let me show you what they look like. They're called dollar weeds. These. Now, if I have $1 for every one of these weeds that's in the garden, I would be a millionaire. They come up and look, if you're not careful, the roots don't come. They're one of the most difficult weeds in the garden. So I usually use this that grab them from the roots because they are here in quite a number. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why the US loses $33 billion every year as a result of weeds, because weeds compete for resources in the garden. It's one reason. Take away all the nutrients and everything that they need to feed the plants. Another reason why weeding is necessary is because it gives the garden an aesthetic or pleasing look. Since I started weeding out right here, look how clean and neat that part is. Yeah, aesthetics. Because I can tell when there's a lot of weeds, it just looks crowded and looks like it's choking the other plants. Let me cut off these wormy callaloo. So aesthetics is another reason why weeding is necessary. Please. How is everyone doing? How are you doing in your neck of the woods? Here it is cloudy. I'm feeling very good. Next week, let me see. This is Friday, Tuesday. It's going to be very cold here. Well, I say very cold, in the 40s, and that's because there's a cold front up north. So it's coming from up there down here. So sometime during the winter, maybe 4 or 5 times for the year, we get that kind of weather. And that's when you have to watch the plants, because trees, these fruit trees here are all tropical plants. And tropical plants don't do well in cold weather. So depending on how cold it gets, may have to wet the plants. Wetting them keeps them from frost. So how is it where you are? Look at this nice bunch of callaloo right here. I'm going to cut that. Danny and friends, please like and subscribe for the Charles for Lauderdale Garden. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Somebody just did. Somebody just did like. Thank you, sir. So see, when you remind each other, because sometimes we're there and we not remembering that you didn't subscribe or you didn't like the video. Yeah. So we said the first reason why it's necessary, because it steals the resources from the plants. And the second one, for aesthetic. The third one is a very important one of the main reasons why the US loses $33 billion a year because of weeds. And it's because weeds harbor pests. Mm-hmm. Yep. Weeds harbor pests. Pests like white flies, aphids, slugs, stink bugs, all kinds of pests that lingers on plants. Weeds harbor them. So the pests follow the weeds. And they know they have free housing when there are weeds. So we have to make sure that that does not happen. We need plants to thrive and grow. And if there are pests hanging around them, the plants can't thrive. So I think weeds and pests are codependent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, it's looking cleaner. It's getting clean. So the aesthetic is being taken care of. Dan is saying, hi, Jolisa. Yep, so I got a big job right here. I should have brought the weed whacker to get rid of these. But this is doing a good job anyway. See how it. You don't want the pests around because then you're gonna have to, in order to remove them, you're gonna have to spend some money. So what I use in my garden, we use natural plant pesticides, either one that we buy or we make. The one we buy is the neem oil. That's a plant-based, effective. We find it to be very effective. I talk about that one so much, you would think I'm getting sponsored. No, not. It's just that it's so effective that, I love to share it so that others can have the same, see if it's the same effect for them. See all this weed here? Get rid of it. Yeah, so we use if we buy any pest repellent, it's neem oil. But you can also make your own to get rid of to get rid of the pests. A simple one is rice water. And I know everybody cooks rice. That water that you use when you wash the rice, that you usually throw away, that's a pest repellent. Spray it on your plants. Yeah. If you're not a rice person, then go buy a bag of cheap rice. Rice is relatively cheap. Buy the cheapest one. Wash it. Don't throw away the water. Put it in a bottle, spray bottle, and spray your plants with it. That's a pest repellent. Yeah. So weeds harbor pests, and the pests do damage to your plants. So that's 3 reasons so far why weeding is necessary. I need my weed whacker right here. Though this is quite effective. Yeah. Dan, what's the temperature there in Romania? What's the temperature? It's probably pretty cold. Here it's about 72 degrees Fahrenheit. When I'm finished, I'm gonna pick up these and put them in the mulch bed to create soil. Right, so over there is pretty good. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, not so bad though. Not bad at all. 55 degrees. So I guess it's still fall here. So it's not that cold yet. So I need to say yet, because you know it's going to get. How low does it usually get? No, too cold but gloomy. Oh, not too cold but gloomy looking. Is it going to rain? All right. Another reason why weeding is necessary is that some weeds produces a substance that cause other plants nearby not to grow. It's called allelopathy. Allelopathy. Yeah. I'm saying to myself, since I don't know which weeds do that, I'd rather just get rid of all of them. Yeah, it produces a substance, sends off a substance that causes nearby plants not to grow. So they're just there to steal. They just want to steal the resources. Hmm. That's another reason why I think the US loses $33 billion yearly as a result of weeds. So if it does that to plants, then another reason why you really should weed is that some weeds are dangerous to pets. If you have pets and you want your pets to be able to run around in your yard, get rid of the weeds. So weeds are not only dangerous to other plants, they can be dangerous to your pets. Think about it. If you leave something in your house that causes you to lose money, you would want to get rid of it. So for the same reason, though this is not in your house, it's in your garden where you want your food to grow. So you should get rid of weed. So weeding necessary, definitely. The garden is full of spiders. Spiders is one of those good pests, you know. Spider is a good pest. It's just that you have to be careful to make sure you know what spider it is. Spiders get rid of unwanted pests, as we're talking about right now. Yeah. And Jolisa is saying, welcome to all who have joined recently. Please remember your thumbs up. A beautiful reminder. Yep. Mhm. Oh, there's more callaloo here. Oh, I need to trim these too. These pineapple leaves can be dangerous. These spokes on the plants is for protection. That's why you don't see animals messing with pineapple plants. No, they know not to mess with them. It's amazing how God put these things and create in the minds of plants, in the minds of animals, so they know what is safe and what is not. And then he puts protections on the plants to keep them growing. Let me put these in the bed, in that mulch bed over there. Mhm. Oh, let me cut these, this callaloo here. Some, right, you're looking at some leaves that we put in here, mulching, and that's a good way to um, feed your plants. So I'm gonna cut this, take off this glove. Look how the weed stand up nice and tall among the amaranth, as if it's supposed to be there. You see that? It planted itself right in the same area where the callaloo is. It's growing nice and tall. So it's definitely getting the nutrients that a callaloo or amaranth needs. So that's why we need to weed them out. See, right from the roots. Look at the roots. This root system will just get bigger and bigger if you leave them there. No joke. Yeah, so we talk about what the how the weeds sends off a substance that prevents nearby plants from growing. These little things, it looks so small and, you know, harmful, but when you think of all the stuff that it can do, look at this root system here. This is definitely a reason why we need to weed, because this would just take over the whole garden, the whole raised bed right here. And they grow, look at nice and tall. They're looking like they want to look like corn. And they come in all types. Look at this. Look like some kind of herb, but it's weeds. This one. And there's the root system for this. So when you're weeding, you definitely need to make sure the roots come out, or you'll be coming out to do this every day. You don't have time for coming out every day to weed in the same area. And then you have some weeds that run like vines, like this one. This one runs like a vine. And it will spread along. Here's another piece of it. It spreads along the bed. Yeah, so weeding is necessary for all those reasons I gave earlier. You would agree that weeding is necessary. So you don't want to create a home for pests by leaving the weeds in the garden. You don't want the weeds to rob your plants of its resources, like water, sunlight, nutrients. Notice when it rains, everything grows, including the weeds. Look at the root system for this one. It's big. They're no joke. If you're just coming in, a pleasant welcome to you. Thank you for stopping by. Look at this bird. It's a blue jay. But look at the beautiful sky. Another reason why weeding is necessary is because the aggressive weeds, like the climbing vines I was just showing you, they can hinder the development and growth of your plants. Because what these vines do, for example, we have some in the garden called cerasee. It climbs up and through inside the trees. And we have a cherry tree right now. And that. And so we end up have to be trimming the tree to try to reach the climbing vines. So some roots do that. They are aggressive. And I think these are kind of like those. And they're climbing up your plants, they're actually choking them. And so your plants do not get to grow like they should. They hinder the development of the growth of the plants. Look at this. This is a vine. Look at this. This is one of those vine weeds. So more and more, you see why it is necessary to weed. But when they come, we use them again. They're going right into the mulch bed to create soil. So what they were stealing from here, we're going to put them to good use. Make some soil. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scrape up what I had here so that it can go into the mulch bed. So let me get my container to put it in. If you're just coming, welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Thank you for stopping by. Remember your thumbs up, please. So I have this trolley that I use. Oh, I love this trolley. And the main reason I love it is that it is very, very light. It's really light. Yeah, that's how light it is. It can't even stand up on its own. So I'm going to, now, I realize that if you want to use your rake effectively in the grass, doing it like this, it's not going to help. All it does is it grabs the grass, gets um, stuck in there. So I just go on the back side of it, like this. See? If I do it the way it was intended, look at that. It grabs the grass, and you can't really clean up like that. I'm not even sure you can see. Can you see what I'm doing? Julie said, I've finished lunch and we'll be back to working on my laptop now, but we'll leave you running on the TV. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a lovely weekend. Thank you. She says, bye, bye everyone. And those of you who have not yet gone to see Jolisa's channel, their content creator is Joe and Lisa, hence Jolisa. Check out their channel. They're from the UK. Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah. So this is how I use it on the back side. Get this in the garbage somewhere. By the way, I forgot to mention that I think maybe Sunday, the next live It's going to be a garden trivia. Let's see how much you know about the plants, about gardening. I want to see how many of those questions you'll be able to answer. So it's going to be garden trivia. And just how it will be like, I may just show you a plant or a fruit and ask you to name it. And there are other types of questions. So come back on the next live. Let's have some fun with garden trivia. All right. Let me go get some more weeds from over here. Use my tool. This one. We have reasons why gardening is why weeding is necessary. Oh, that's a good trivia question too, you know. This tool is so effective. I'll show you how it's used close up. I could get rid of this extra grass here. It's good for going to in places where lawnmowers cannot go. All right, so I think the bed is aesthetically pleasing now. As we talked about earlier, why weeding is necessary. Yeah, it gives the garden an aesthetic look. I'm going to put this over there in the mulch bed. Yeah. And then I come back and I give you another reason why weeding is necessary. I'll take you with me. If you are a regular viewer, you know that this is the mulch bed over here. And that's where we grow well. So I'm going to put these weeds to good use. So underneath here, rich soil. You got earthworms and all kinds of organisms doing their thing under there. All right, so I'm going to take you to another bed where we need to weed. Oh, here's what I harvested. Amaranth / callaloo. I'm going to need to take that over there with me too, because I think we may find some more on this side of the garden. If you Just coming in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. It's a beautiful day here in the garden. A nice 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And here is where we're going to work on another pineapple bed. So I need to get my container, my basket. Okay. So I'm going to sit right here. And here's an up close look at the harvest. All right, so another reason why weeding is necessary is because weeds take up space. hmm It crowds the plants, take up the space that they need to grow. No wonder farmers lose $33 billion in crops in the US yearly because of weeds. They're taking up space. So your plant is not growing maximum to its maximum. Look at that. See that root? So that's the sixth reason. It takes up space. Look, see? It took up all this space right here. And that's something else that could be planted right there. You hear the birds? Beautiful. If you're just coming in, thank you for coming. Welcome. I appreciate your time, your support, your thumbs up, and your subscription. And sometimes and what I notice with weeds is they grow in places that are hard to reach. And there's a good reason for that. They don't want to be reached. Here's another vine one here. And look at that roots. Some weeds look like seedlings. So if you plant seedlings, you have to be careful when you're weeding. Let me get my water bottle. Get some water. It's getting humid. Such a beautiful place here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to pan the garden so you can see the beauty below and above. Nice blue skies. It looks like I have some more harvest that needs to be done in the garden here. For example, check out the kale. And I see the mustard greens as well. But here we have broccoli. We have not yet started bearing yet, but the leaves are growing very well. So when I'm finished in these beds right here, I'm gonna do some harvesting. The bird is happy. All right, so the only way to spare your garden so you can get what you plant is to get rid of the weeds. There's no other way. If you let them grow with the crops, you're gonna get just a minimum. You may get infested plants. So it's one of the things you have to do when you have a garden. You have to weed. There's no way around it. But just get yourself a nice little seat and do what you have to do. Talk to your plants. Yeah. Remember their life. They help us to breed. That bird, every time, no matter where I'm in the garden, it follows me around to let me know that it's present. I think it's a blue jay. Or it's the cardinal. Look how tall this one is growing. Taller than the pineapple plant. You see that? It takes on a life of its own. I don't think I can reach these because the pineapple plant is dangerous to your skin. But the weed planted itself in such a precarious spot. Got a piece of it. This is an okra plant. There's okra plants between the pineapple plants. I needed to wear long sleeves today. Yeah, so this is better. It's looking better. Aesthetically pleasing. That's one of the reasons we say that weeding is necessary. So let's get to this bed. Oh, and look at these beautiful habaneros. Look at them. Nice, beautiful orange. Yeah, those are going to be harvested. They give such beautiful, lovely flavors. I just cook with them whole because, they're hot. You may not want to open them. So cook with them whole and it gives a nice flavor to the dish. Just drop it in your pot. Look at that tree. That's a woodpecker. I'm going to show you. It's on the tree. See that little thing right there on the tree? It's a young one too. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. So I gave you 7 reasons why weeding is necessary. And if we don't weed, we'll lose our crops. Just like the US loses $33 billion per year because of weeds. Just amazing. Now you see why many farmers use harmful pesticide though. And you see why organic foods are more expensive. A lot of work goes into keeping the food organic because in order to prevent the weeds from taking over your crop. You have to be vigilant. You have to spend more time growing your crop and keeping it free from organic pesticides, from harmful pesticide. Pretty soon, this okra plant will start bearing fruit. I'm gonna take off the ones from the bottom of the plant. Some more yellow ones, yellow leaves. Check the bottom of the plants. Okay, let's go over here. And this is the last bed, and then I'm gonna do some harvesting. So right next to the habanero is the habanero. We have scallion. Now these green onions are planted here for pest deterrent. Yeah, green onions deter pests. You know, onions, garlic, those alliums. So if you have a garden, wherever you have a garden or even in a container, just plant some green onions there. That's the thing about an organic garden. You have to do everything you can. So we do several things in the garden here. So I have these green onions that I plant throughout the garden. I also have some netting. Netting is a way to keep pests from your crops. Some of these weeds are so tiny that I have to let them grow some more. Because if I'm just picking out, then that means they're not coming up from the roots. Because there's not much to hold and grab. So I'm just going to do the best I can and pick up these, like the ones that have vines. Tomato. See how these weeds grow in places you can barely reach? That's the strategy. I think I should wait a couple more days because these weeds are very, very tiny. But some big ones over here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your thumbs up. These are mini bell peppers. There's one right here. These weeds are too small. So what I'm going to do now is some harvesting. Or, yeah, I'll do some harvesting. So get rid of these dirty gloves. Just get rid of. There's some down here. We have Swiss chard. Let me get my container. All right. I harvested 3 days ago. And as you can see, it's time again. Swiss chard. And put it down so you can get even closer, a closer look. Sorry about that. All right. I think you can see much, much better. I'm going to be putting a netting over this. So I need to remove some of this. This was a greenhouse originally, a greenhouse. I'm going to put netting over here. Some spiders. These beautiful, tender Swiss chard. There's a bee. Nothing here for you to pollinate, Mr. Bee. These are ready. That's why they're lined on the ground. This one. All right. I'm going to show you what I got. So we have Swiss chard and callaloo / amaranth. A beautiful harvest. Let's do some more. Looks like the lettuce is ready. Here, over here. Okay, so let's get some. I'm going to give these away today. Today's harvest is a giveaway. Go on the other side. We have some lettuce and callaloo. And also weed. Look at that. You see how they try to camouflage to make it look like callaloo? It's not. It's amazing. Let me show you how this weed tries to look like the callaloo. Look, it looks like callaloo, but it is not callaloo. It is weed. So that's how weeds try to steal resources. Now this is callaloo. Though we didn't plant it here. And here's a tricolored one. But let's get the lettuce. Here's another set of papaya seedlings trying to grow in here. And over on this side, we have collard greens. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. I just did some weeding. If you're just coming in, now I'm harvesting the greens. Let's come over here. See, these are the collard greens. Not sure how much we have. Oh yeah, we could harvest some. All these all these greens we harvested from 3 days ago. The birds are active, very active. Oh, these are no spiders. These color are very tender. And that's how you want them. If you leave them too long, they'll become hard, tough. You try to cook them and it's just tough. When I'm finished, I'll put this back on and I'll show you the basket. It was not my intention to harvest today, but it was necessary. And I won't be back in the garden for another 2 days. Oh, here's some over here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying and watching. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing too. There's a lot. You can like chance. Check out Joe Lisa's channel. Here's some more amaranth slash callaloo for me to harvest from. Three days ago, I had to spray with neem oil because the callaloo were loaded with worms. I see that there's none today. They're growing nicely. I also put some underneath netting just to see if that will alleviate the problem with the worms. So I'm going to look under there. But I see the callaloo growing nicely. Okay, this is where most of the worms were. Only two. I did cut off a whole lot from here, so I didn't expect to see that any that could be harvested right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim what I think needs to be trimmed. Yeah. Yeah. So today's harvest will be a giveaway. I need to make a short with these habaneros. So you can watch. I'll make a short. Here are some beautiful, colorful habaneros. Just look at that. Pretty, isn't it? So let's to the other harvest. And that was that. Here is the basket. This is the giveaway basket. It's time to go harvest some kale. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we have another kale here to give away. I have some greens that I cooked yesterday. So yesterday's greens was what? Collard greens. I may just use these and smoothie today. Yeah. But the rest of the basket is going to someone. I think it's time to add some more clothes in the garden because I'm seeing a couple of things look like white flies. I hope it's not. Let's see. Not on the back of the plant. But I wonder if I could wait till Sunday. It's on the other side. Let me set you up so that you can see. Kale is a superfood, a very nutritious green. Loaded with antioxidants and other nutrients. Okay, I think this is good. I have enough. I may need to trim up some of these broccoli leaves. That's that beautiful harvest. Let me bring it up so you can see it even better. Oh, I forgot about the herbs box. Yep, I need to harvest because the basil is just spreading out. All of this right here, that's the basil. So I'm going to give away some herbs as well. So I have basil, parsley, thyme, and over here are oreganos. I see a weed trying to look like it's it wants to be like the oregano. Not today. Not today. That's a weed right here, ladies and gentlemen. They just know how to mask themselves. Look at this big old root it has. See? Weed. Weeds. Get rid of it. We're going to put it right in the mulch bed. So let's get some of these basils first. They smell so good. Oh, so aromatic. Look at the size of the leaves. Lovely, isn't it? Wow. I mean, I could almost make like a vase, a basil vase, like cut flowers. This thing is really flourishing. Look at this. I'm gonna give this away. Hi, Tim. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, just doing some harvest here. That wasn't my intention. I was just gonna focus on weeds this morning, but then I realized I need to harvest. You know, the more you harvest, the more your crops grow. So I didn't want to stunt them. Just let them. Oh, I even have some green onions too. Remember I told you that I plant green onions to deter pests? Yeah, especially for basil. Pests love basil. So I have to keep watching it. So let me trim some of these. Get some parsley. I'll show you the cut in a few. Yeah, I think that's good for today. All right. Let's get this netting over it. Protect them from the pests. I'm going to put one of these netting over the parsley bed as well. All right, so now I'm going to show you the um, basket, the entire basket. Let me bring it up so I can see. Ladies and gentlemen, here's today's harvest of kale, callaloo / amaranth, Swiss chard, collard greens, basil, parsley, and habanero. Beautiful indeed, isn't it? So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for coming by. And for those who gave you a thumbs up, I appreciate it. And for those of you who subscribe, I really do appreciate it as well. So I'm going to just start cleaning up here, but I'm going to leave you. You can at least watch the bird feed as the birds come. While I clean up and get rid of the weeds over there by the mulch bed. And then I wash out the container, wash off my shears, even my boots, my water boots. If I could find the shears. Oh, here it is. So I'll be in the background. me turn you around so you can see what's going on here. What I'm doing here is cleaning up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your time. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your attention and your support. And I hope to see you again next time. I told you next time, the live will be garden trivia. So let's go have some fun, hopefully on Sunday. So I'll see you then. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of each other. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Denisha. I appreciate it. We pan around. Bye, Tim. So everybody take care. Thank you for staying with me for about 2 hours now. I appreciate it.